Hello everybody and welcome back to Pokemon White 2. So as you can see, we are still in the desert resort. But now we just have to defeat a few more trainers. Then we can begin exploring for only the beginning portions of the Relic Castle. And then we're finally gonna be traveling to Nimbasa City. Okay, now as I am just gonna be facing off against these last few trainers within the resort. Now I may as well once again continue with the Pokédex encounters for the for the Pokemon anime appearances. Okay, so next up on the list is Clink. Alright, so, next on the list is Clink. Now, Clink to this day, Clink still hasn't made that many appearances in the anime. Now, Clink has only shown up in 2 movies. Well, 3 if you count both versions of the Victini movie. And the other movie that I got to show up in was in the Secrets of the Jungle movie. And while Clink didn't get to show up within at least one anime special, and as for the actual anime episodes, Clink only got to show up only one time within the Univa anime. And I believe Clink also only showed up one time within Journeys. And Clink also only showed up one time within Horizons. So yeah, like I said, Clink can definitely utilize more screen time in the anime. Yeah, Clink can definitely utilize more screen time. Yeah. Okay, well, now next up on the list is a Contini. Now after the Univa anime, Contini didn't show up one time within the Kalos series, but however it did get to show up at least a few more times within. It did get to return at least a few more times, and like at least a few times. Within the Alola series, but after that, yeah, Contini has yet to make an appearance within another episode after any episode after the Alola series. Yeah, it's honestly, it is honestly a real bummer. But as everyone, as you can see, yeah, now we once again get our first encounter with a Yamask. Just before we enter the Relic Castle. So yeah, I would say that is definitely the same way as so what we actually went through what we actually went through last time. Yeah. Okay, everyone. Since we are now just about to enter the Relic, alright, everyone. With that said, of all these trainers defeated, we are gonna be once again entering the Relic Castle. Now, as I said previously, now while the majority of the Relic Castle has been filled with sand, and it is inaccessible, but however, now as you'll see, the first 2 floors within the desert resort are still accessible. But however, on the lower portions after that, Yeah, you are not gonna be able to go down there because well, as I said, since the Relic Castle has now been filled up with sand. Yeah, meaning that meaning that the quicksand that used to allow us that she used to allow us to go down further, that we used to go further down. Yeah, now the majority of the quicksand within the Relic Castle has also been filled up with sand. So yeah. However, there is still a way that we can actually gain access to the lowest portion of the Relic Castle. But, however, the way that we can actually gain access to that lowest portion is actually from an entirely different location. Now, and of course, I will be showing that off once we actually get to that. Yeah. Now as for the Pokemon that we can find here, now just like in the prequel titles, Relic Castle is the only location in the entire game where you can find and catch Yamask. And if you still haven't obtained either Sandal or Sandshoe yet, then you can still get them here too. Okay, now, and I think with that, I believe that is everything that I really have to say in terms of Relic Castle itself. Yeah, yeah. Oh wait, that's right. There is one other thing that I should mention. Now, for those of you who have played the prequel titles, now you may recall either a relic guy or a scientist. Now, they will give you either a cover fossil, or a plume fossil. And of course, with those fossils, you'll be able to obtain a Tirtuga, Arkin. But however, within Black 2 White 2, you are not going to be able to obtain either a fossil until post game. Yeah. Just like with Muna, you are not going to be able to utilize either a Tirtuga or in Arkin until post game. So yeah, so essentially back to back. Yeah, we now have Pokemon that unfortunately that we are not going to be able to obtain until post game. So yeah, and these indeed are Gen 5 like a Pokemon. So yeah. But anyways, what I said. Yeah, since I'm now done with defeating all the trainers in the Relic Castle. Alright, I may as well once again look around here for a bit to see if I can get both a Yamask and a Saintrum. In the meantime, I will go over the music for the Relic Castle, which just like with some others, now have also been kept intact. Again. So, I had a rougher time finding an intimidating Sandal in Route 4, but apparently not so much when it comes to the Desert Resort and also the Relic Castle. Really? Again, I'm sorry, but just... You would freaking understand it if for all the trouble that I had to go through in Route 4 just so I could get my intimidating Sandal. And I literally had to find 2 intimidating Sandals in a row there. Seriously, why does this game torture me with the fact that I had to suffer so I could get my intimidating Sandal in Route 4? Good God. Okay, now, back to what I was saying about the music within the Relic Castle. It is still the same music as it was previously, and I still like it. Though. Yeah, and I still like it. The Relic Castle music. Yeah. Okay, everyone. Now I said. Now let us once again go back to the Pokemon anime appearances. So next on my list is Lightbird. Now after the Unova anime, Lightbird Lightbird did show up at least a few times within the Kalos anime. And while it didn't show up one time within the Lola series, but then it did get to make at least it did get to make at least one like appearance within Journeys. And it has got to show up at least a few times within Horizons. So yeah, a Lightbird while Lightbird hasn't shown up too much, but when it does, it's actually usually one more of major appearances that we actually get for it. I suppose that's worth something. Yeah. But anyways, everyone. Now, next on my list is actually the very Pokemon that we have just encountered here, Seishu. Yeah. literally at the same freaking time, huh? Okay, everyone. Now as for Seishu. Within every series, Seishu has shown up at least a few times. Except for the Universe series. The Universe series is the only series where Seishu doesn't show up once. Yeah, whereas in all of the other series, you are gonna be seeing Seishu at least once. Yeah, not too much. But once. But anyways, and now we've got Seishu, the mouse of Pokemon. And with that, we are essentially done with the desert resort for the or I should say is that which means that I'm essentially done with the Relic Castle. Well, at least until we actually get to come back here. Now within another location. Within another location within the region. Okay, everyone. Now it is time to officially hand us off to Nimbasa City. But however, now Blind 2 and White 2 have actually made a complete change. It has actually made a major change when it comes to the gate between Route 4 and also Nimbasa City. Yeah, whereas not only because as you'll see, not only is the gate itself is definitely a lot more bigger, but also the gate itself is definitely a place called the Joint Avenue. Now here is the thing. Now, while there are a bunch of things, while you can spend hours upon hours on end, utilizing the join avenue. But however, this right here is going to be the only time in this whole entire playthrough that I am like ever going to be showing off where I'm ever going to be showing off the join avenue. Yes, because considering that my playthrough of this game is going to be long enough. And if I also implement this within my playthrough, then it will definitely take a hell of a lot more longer if I did. Yeah, and with the way that you implement and with the way that you utilize okay, everyone, but I may as well tell you what exactly that you do within the join within the join avenue. Now, this is some now for those of you who have played a novel like Pokemon game, called a Mystery Dungeon, Gates to Infinity, where you got to create your own paradise, and also within that paradise, you get to build shops, and you actually get to build shops and whatnot. Yeah, that is essentially the equivalent as to what you do within the join avenue. Yeah, you essentially build shops, and now in Join Avenue you essentially build shops. Now you essentially build shops and stores. And if you manage to bring along a lot of people within your join avenue, the more rank, the higher the ranking that you'll get. Yeah, allowing you to be able to do even more in it. Now, you'll see, yeah, this is definitely my ending phrase when it comes to what I had to go through within the whole entirety of the friggin' desert. Just F Moxie. Yeah, that right there is essentially my send-off when it comes to what I essentially had to go through within that whole entire desert, within the whole entire desert areas. Okay, but anyways, everyone. Now, as for the shops that you actually get to create. Now the shops that you get, the shops that you create, they will not sell the same goods as the standard Pokemarts do. Now instead, they will sell specialized items that have rare effects. Now, of course, these include that increase catching speed, increase happiness, increase effort values, and more. And also, in addition to that, you can also purchase and you can also build a shop that you can actually purchase a variety of berries. But however, you can only purchase one of each item every 24 hours. And in addition to that, the contents of the store vary depending upon the game from which the person came. Which the person came, including black and white, in addition to black to white 2. And the merchandise changes you rank up. Now the shops, the shops that you can get. Now the shops that you can open up are a raffle shop, a beauty salon, a dojo, dojos, markets, florists, antique shops, cafe, and even a nursery. Now, also everyone, as you rank up as well, you'll be able to get more assistance that will allow you to change the Avadu's name, change your title, your phrase, allow you to go through and greet everyone. And there will be one assistant that will tell you which stories would be best to open up within the avenue. And you can have another assistant where the secretary will allow you to move Pokemon in your boxes, check everybody you've passed records, change the roles of the secretaries, or change the ceiling color, and also reorganize stores. But yeah, like I said, I'm not gonna bother too much when it comes to the Joint Avenue. AKA, this will be the only time that you will ever get to see within this whole playthrough. But I will say, the music that plays within the Joint Avenue, I do like it. Only just a bit. But as everyone, we shall continue on for the next part. And so to then, I'll see you guys next time.